Paul, bitterly disappointed from Saturday not to get a point.
Massively, hugely disappointed. I mean, in hindsight, straight after the game, you're always going to be disappointed on a loss. But you know, in hindsight, when you think about it and you reflect over the game, you know, the story moves on. I think looking back, yeah, massively disappointed because they had their bit in the first half and they were probably the better team. But you know, in the second half, we tried to push on, tried to score a goal, which should have been us in the first half. But yeah, we're disappointed not to get a point at least. Yeah.
What is it about Field Mill? Because it has proved this season not to be a happy hunting ground for your side.
It could be, you know, amalgamation of many things. You know, it's who knows what it is. I mean, sometimes players play better when they're at home. We just know that it takes a little bit of time for us to get going. I expect, you know, in history, the history tells us that we always do manage to come back. We did the same thing on Saturday. So at least you can say that no matter where we play, home or away, towards the end of the game or as the game goes on, we're always going to make a comeback, you know, no matter what. That's the character of the players.
I know Field Mill has been shrouded in controversy this year, but you must, as a management team, be very concerned about the number of games you've won at home if you compare that to the number of games you've won away from home.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a factor, isn't it? It's a definite factor, and it is a concern, and it's something that really does need to be addressed. I mean, we've still got home games left. That said, we've got an away game tomorrow, and we've got to look forward to that. We've got to look forward to trying to win that one. So, I just believe that we really need, as a club, as players, and whatever, just to try and make Field Mill our home. It's where we live. You know, we're a family, and we should make it hostile for other players, for other teams.
Is it hostile for your players to play?
I don't know. You probably have to ask them. I mean, I'm not the type of person to. If it's myself, I'm not the type of person to feel that hostility. When I was a player, I used to love playing at home. You know, going away from home was probably more daunting than being at home. But I think that it shouldn't be that case. You know, you should love to play at home and stuff like that. So I don't think it's daunting. But you don't know the characters of some people. You just really don't know.
Let's come on to players. One coming back. Luke Medley, another one departing for the foreseeable future, Louis Moult. Firstly, on Medley's arrival back at Field Mill, what are you expecting from him?
Well, a new lease of life. It's like signing another player, right? He's come in this morning, he's trained, he's done really, really well. He's come back fresh legs. And, you know, the lads have they're teasing him, they've allowed him to come back in, they've patted him on the back, they're teasing him, they're really jovial. Atmosphere's good, he's fit back in. And it's like he will have seen, going to Aldershot, what it's like to be around better players, what it's like to be around, you know, a league team. And he's come back in and he looks really, really fresh, to be honest with you.
Was it a case of giving him a short, sharp shock? Because Duncan Russell was publicly very critical about his attitude at the turn of the new year.
Yeah, well, he wasn't helping himself, you know, and the one person in this life who you've got to help is yourself. Because it's not very often that many people give you a helping hand. You know, somebody might give you a helping hand, and even when you get there, you still got to help yourself again. Luke, if he's honest, wasn't doing that. But I think seeing him come back today with a new fresh lease of life, it looks like that penny has dropped, and I think he can actually go on to become a very, very good player. But it starts from within. It doesn't start with people, you know, giving you stuff for free. You've got to actually go out there and grab it for yourself.
He's got an opportunity to maybe get a first team place. I think it's fair to say at the beginning of this season he was used as an impact player. You haven't got that many strikers to choose from. Was he in the manager's plans to feature from the start of games?
Well, yeah. I mean, he's always I think when he's come on, he's made impacts. Yeah, he's made impacts. So he's one of these players who come on. He's the last person that the opposition wants to see coming on. You know, he's quick, he's strong. He can come on, he can score goals. So that's what we wanted to see, or that's what he was probably brought in, or probably Dave used him that way as well. So I think he can come on. He'll probably get his chance now. You never know. He's got a very, very good chance to get his chance because of the numbers. But you know, if he shows anything like he showed out there, it shouldn't be any difficulty him holding down a place.
Louis Malt going back to Stoke, a player of a lot of ability, a lot of potential, a big loss.
Yeah, big loss. I mean, any player we lose now, doesn't matter whether it's Louis Malt or Paul Connor down to Connor Higginson. Anybody now is going to be a big loss. So somebody of his ability, yeah, huge loss. But like we say, once you dealt with a pack of cards, you've got to play your best hand.
It's quite an interesting scenario to be in, I imagine. There was talk before the new year about how the Mansfield Town squad was too big. There were too many players in the squad. You now get into a situation where, you know, touch wood, you don't have any major injuries or long-term injuries. You could be actually struggling, could you not, in terms of the squad size?
Yeah, we could. I mean, that's just down to the bare bones, as we call it. But I think there's a lot of players out there with broad shoulders and carry on through little niggles and little pains, which, you know, we all do. We've all had to do it. I've done it as a player. And you ask those players to do more. We're asking those players every time they go out now to stay fit, but to give it 110%. Now those boys are doing a magnificent job. But yeah, it is a worrying situation. But you can never be too happy. You know what I mean? Because a couple of months ago it was far too big. Now, you know, you're looking at it. It's probably, you know, it's right. It's real small.
Is it too small? Has the trimming gone too far?
For comfort, I mean, if a squad's too big, I don't think you could ever have a squad that's too big, put it that way, because you've got players in there, if they're willing enough to be able to wait on the lines, you only can play 11, right? But then you give yourself more choice, don't you, when you've got a big squad. So, like we say, there's only 11 players that can play, and there's only 3 that can get on in a match. So, as long as you've got that many, you're okay.
Let's come on to Crawley then. It's an uphill task. That's how I'm going to put it. I think that'd be fair to say, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be uphill against a team like Kidderminster. It was going to be an uphill task because they're in form. They're taking points off teams left, right, and centre. It's not just ourselves. But Crawley, like we say, they're up there. But we've got to hope to see if we can just catch them on the hop. We can go there when we're on song. Like you say, we do get more consistent results away from home. So we can take that form with us and expect something down there tomorrow.
Is it almost going to be like playing the 25th league team in N-Power Division League 2? Because, I mean, let's be honest, they've pretty much sewn this league up already. I think that would be the sponsor on your shirt thinks they have as well, paying out on them winning the league already. Probably,
I mean, but it's one of those things, isn't it? There's nobody really that ever goes through a season without getting an upset that they didn't expect, you know. So there's no reason why we can't go and do that. Yeah, fair enough. If they've gone and won the league, they've gone and won the league because they're too far. They're too far gone. Teams in and around them know that they're probably out of their depth playing against Crawleys and that. But like I say, us on our day, we can beat anybody and we can take it to anybody. But we've got to be firing on all cylinders.
Do you think Crawley are the classic example when it comes to saying that money works in this league? If you've got the money, the financial firepower to back a manager, then you can literally buy your way out of this division.
Well, I'm proof of that because I went to Rushden at one stage and they bought the best that they could buy. I was one of those players and they literally bought themselves out of the division. We had all the top players did it right every single week and we won the league on the last day of the season. I mean, I was only talking about that to Stevie Eisted because he was in the Hartlepool team that we beat. But yeah, it is a classic example they are a very, very good team. They bought everybody who they could buy. You know, they probably could buy another 25 players and just sit them down and say, you know, you could probably come second, but we don't want you to. So I just feel that we've just got to make sure that we do what we do, cross our T's, dot our own I's, because they're by far and ahead of anybody else, which that's why they're at the top of the division. Having said that, when we've got our best 11 out against their best 11, they can't do nothing because they've got 25 players, but only 11 can play.
I'll just finish with any team news for tomorrow night, injuries or any?
Luke Medley's back. Yeah, I mean that's going to be a big thing for us. that we can still have our choices, and we can still put another forward variation in there.
Alan Marriott to be warming the bench again?
Well, he's Gruffy, you know. Bless his cotton socks. You know, the boy did well on Saturday. I mean, he saved us so many times, and he's done that for the last few games. So I think he's getting comfortable in there. But yeah, Alan's going to have to he's going to have to feature at some stage because he's too good not to. So well, Gruffy's there, but who knows whether he's going to play or not tomorrow. Yeah.
As the other injury lad, then we've got Silky, Spence and all these.
Yeah, Silky played this morning, so he's okay. The rest of the lads, we're just trying to wrap them up in cotton wool, give them some recovery and stuff like that. So.
Anybody definitely out for tomorrow, not 50-50 kind of thing?
No one's definitely out, but we'll have to just wait and see. I mean, we're waiting and seeing on a few people. Yeah, Benny Spence 50-50. Who else? I think that Danny Midgley's probably definitely out. Adam probably is 50-50 as well.